What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk about my predictions for Prime 1 Next Level Showcase. Now, this is the 6th iteration of this event, and I absolutely love these events, but they can definitely be a drag. They make it like 2 hours plus long. There's a lot of stuff in there that, frankly, I don't care about. I'm honestly there for about maybe 30 minutes of it, and the rest of the hour and a half is interviewing artists in other languages with subtitles, which I don't care about. And sometimes they dive way too deep into certain statues, talking about the concept for like 20 minutes, which I don't care about. And then, of course, the cutie line. Nobody cares about the cutie line. Nobody. Advertise that in your store. Don't do it at the event. But when there is those statue reveals, like when they showed Godzilla vs. Kong, they've shown a lot of great statues. The original Jungle Hunter Predator was originally revealed and it was super epic. So I'm definitely a big fan of these events and I like them. I think, Prime 1 is by far the best company and they're doing it right. So let's talk about what we think. They said monsters and heroes. We're definitely getting Godzilla -1. And I think they could go one of two routes for that. They could do like a city diorama where he's destroying a city. Or they're going to do just and that one could probably be the same scale as my other Godzilla. And they may just do that. And they may do the gigantic version like they did as well. So I think it's going to be one of those two, possibly even both. There's a small chance they'll do Godzilla X Kong and do Scar King riding, was it Shimu? I think that'd be super epic. Also be super expensive if they scale it. It is possible we could get that. Monsters can include a lot of things. It doesn't just be Monsterverse. It could mean horror statues. Now, they've done Ash, which is phenomenal, but there's tons of other horror characters that Prime 1 has not touched. So we could potentially see some horror statues. I think Prime 1's realized that superheroes can, kind of gets redundant and, people are getting sick of them. So I think, maybe they're going to dive a little bit more deep into horror stuff. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know if they'll do it at this event, but it's a possibility. I think they're going to reveal their new Alien line to match the Predator line. Because this is 1/3. Are they going to advertise the new one as 1/3 as well? Like, hey, our new Big Chap 1/3. I'm like, well, why is it way bigger than this one? This one is proper 1/3. Look at it next to Pennywise. And Pennywise is way taller base, like where he's standing. Yet that's still a taller piece on the top of the head. And so they might as well just call it what it is. It's, 1 slash, what is it? Like 2.5. So it's 1 and 1/2 scale. It's not half scale, but it's between 1/3 and half. That's the true scaling. So they're definitely going to reveal it. A big chap. This one's already a museum pose. I mean, it's just him slightly walking, turning his head. So it's not like they can go more dynamic on the big one. Maybe they would honestly copy the Cinemaquette and do that more like slightly action pose, which frankly I think looks cooler. If they did that, I would be interested with a better base. They just copy the Cinemaquette, make it better. That's what they'd probably do. If they do that, I may consider selling this to get the new Prime 1. Multiple heads, throw a face hugger, alien egg, chest burster all in the base with multiple heads. I think that'd be sick. And making it 8 to 40 inches tall. That is a huge possibility. They start that line. And then eventually they'd probably do Alien Warrior and Dog Alien in that overscaled, line as well. High probability we'll see Wolf Predator. They're saving really one of the best for last. Now, there, of course, is other Predators they could do in that new overscaled line. They could do the Fugitive Predator. Was it the... Oh, there's still quite a few more Predators they could do. Berserker Predator has his companions like the Falcon and the other guys. They could do them. There's Elder Predator. Still quite a few more Predators they could do. There's also the comic-based versions they could do. So there's still, a lot of life left in this line. But Wolf is one of the most quintessential characters and arguably the second most popular Predator after Jungle Hunter, I would say. So I think Wolf, and they need to come out with a bang. I think for him, we've already seen customs where he's like stepping over the Predalien, holding his shuriken. They can't just copy that. They got to do something. I would personally say forego the Predalien, just do aliens, but have a ton of aliens on the base, and maybe even a swap out where he's like holding an alien, almost like a diorama, tons of swap outs, multiple heads. He has to have his whip, his spear, shuriken. He needs to have a lot. So it really needs to impress. And me keeping or selling Jungle Hunter kind of depends on how good Wolf is. If we get Wolf and I'm disappointed, like, it's not even better than Sideshow, then I'm just going to sell my Prime 1 Predator and not go down that line. But if Wolf is like, holy shiz, mouth dropped, then I'm probably going to, definitely get it and get Berserker, make some space, and we'll see from there. And if the new Alien line is like stupid impressive, I may consider it. At least one. I may even consider just the Alien to go with Jungle Hunter and call it like that. Because the Prime 1 Predator doesn't look good next to that Alien. Only Cinema Cat does. But if the new Alien pairs good with Prime 1 Predator, I could technically do them both there and just have the two overscaled surrounded by the two ginormous busts. But I definitely think we're going to get Alien and Predators. That is going to be a huge thing. Superheroes. So there hasn't been a ton of superhero movies lately. There really hasn't. It's really slowed down over the years. And they don't have the Marvel license as far as I'm aware. But they did say superheroes. I think what could they even possibly do movie-wise? If you think DC recent movies, they already canceled the Blue Beetle statue because it didn't sell well. Which is a shame because the statue looked amazing. And what's the most recent DC movie? Jupiter. I can't even remember. James Gunn is relaunching his universe, so I'm sure eventually they'll make statues of that. Snyderverse is over. Honestly, it's like, unless they do more Justice League statues, and who would they even do? Lois Lane? Mara? I don't know if we'll see any more movie statues. Maybe they do Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow from the Dark Knight, movie. Or, the trilogy, the first one, Batman Begins. That's a possibility. They could do a Blitzway version of remakes of characters that weren't as good. Imagine they did a Blitzway Wonder Woman collab. That'd look real good. Give J.D. a run for its money. Outside of redoing some characters, it's kind of hard to say what they're going to do. I think it's all just going to be comic-based. I don't think we'll see a single movie superhero statue from them. I really don't. I can't think of a single, character they would do. What are they going to do? Kraven? That movie hasn't come out. They don't know if it will be a, big hit. Unless they get the Marvel license, I think the movie line is dead from Prime 1, and they're just going to focus on more Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman comic-based. I think that's going to be the big superhero thing, just comic-based. Who knows, maybe they get the Deadpool 3 license, because if they wanted to make something hot, they'd do Deadpool 3 and Wolverine and Yellow Suit. Make it in 1/3, that would sell like hotcakes. Make it Blitzway collab so you get those, sculpts accurate. That would sell hot. It just, let's see if Prime 1 hasn't announced they got the Marvel license, but if they did, and if I was the art director for Prime 1, I would do that. Blitzway collab, Deadpool, Wolverine, masked, unmasked, multiple swap outs. Now, I love my 1/4, but if I wanted like the more movie accurate Wolverine, you'd have to do the Yellow Suit version, not this one. My Deadpool is from the first Deadpool movie, and he looks basically the same. That statue's phenomenal. But I think if that's what Prime 1 should do, is go after that Deadpool 3 license. Because Sideshow, if they have a license, it'll look crap. Iron Studios could do a decent 1/4 scale job. Queen might get the license, but then they're 1/3 or under scaled. I think Queen is probably the one that would do the statues from that. So, yeah, it's really hard to say, based off superheroes and monsters. We know we're getting Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. We may also get God of War Ragnarok. I think we'll definitely see some video game stuff. In addition to that, possibly the Elden Ring statue. If it didn't cost an arm and a leg and it was possible, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, making Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barret, Red, Yuffie, Sephiroth. You make a whole line of that in 1/4 scale, that would sell like hotcakes. I guarantee it. That would sell. I'd buy every one of them. I would make space for that. That is something I would love. However, as far as I'm aware, Square Enix are the most greedy SOBs, wanting $12,000 for a 1/6 scale statue. So, if they did Final Fantasy VII and they're trying to charge $5,000 for a 1/4, no one's going to buy it. So maybe they are just going to not do it because they're like, licensing is too expensive. So screw it. We got all these customs out there, but frankly, every single custom is trash. There's a few decent Clouds out there. All the Tifas are terrible. Aeriths aren't good. Barret, nothing's good. Sephiroth probably has the best because he's not as hard to do. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to say. What do you guys predict we'll get from the Prime 1 event? It's definitely going to be a mix of video games, obviously monsters, which is Godzilla -1, potentially Godzilla X Kong. Otherwise, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.